How about an old story? One of when I, the great GIL'UIAL, was just born. The place I called home was located on the farthest reaches of Fran, a village created by witches. Needless to say, my mother was also a witch, but soon after giving birth to me, she left, never to return. As you know, just because witch blood runs through one's veins, it doesn't mean one will become a witch. Hence, it's a village custom to exile those who don't become witches. Villagers undergo training until their talents are discerned. But my birth was extraordinary, for I was born with the ability to use magic. Thus, the village witnessed the birth of its youngest witch in history. Do you wish to hear what happens next? It was tough being as good as I was, and it didn't take long before I proved to be the most adept witch in the village. Driven by my growing curiosity, I, the inquisitive GIL'UIAL, left the village without even a second thought. Unlike now, there were no curses to hinder my travels, hence I enjoyed the sights of so many countries out there. But at the same time, questions began springing into my mind. The world is so vast, yet why must we witches stay hidden in secret? We possess special powers, yet why must we keep feeling ashamed about them? Questions like those. Ever since that day, my travels found their purpose. No more hidden villages. I'll find kindred spirits and build a country where we can live openly as witches. Yes, in a matter of speaking, I, the cunning GIL'UIAL, was plotting a coup d'etat. But you see, the more witches I met, the more it made me realize just how many misconceptions I had. Take, for instance, one mighty witch who hid her powers away and chose a life of peace with her loved ones. When I asked her to explain herself, what she told me was, "You'll understand one day." But the real question is, will I? Yes, there was another witch I met. She was living on the outskirts of some village, doing favors for villagers who occasionally visited her. So I asked her why she bent over backwards for riffraff who'd only come to her when they're in trouble. And you know what she said? "Because I just can't help but love the village I was born in." She must have also known that the villagers feared her, though. When old age finally claimed her, those villagers all breathed a collective sigh of relief. That's a sight that I will never, ever forget. There was also a witch who lived hidden away deep in the forest. One who lived longer than me. Oh, and one who was planning to start a revolution. She was filled with the same zeal I had in my younger days, proclaiming, "I'll build a country for witches!" If we'd met a little sooner, I might have helped her cause. However, even I, the wise GIL'UIAL, would have clearly understood back then just how foolhardy a revolution was. Not only that, but it wasn't something every witch wished for. So I tried convincing her to think of another way. But my words just went in one ear and out the other. Since I've caught no wind of any rumors about her thereafter, it means... well, I'm sure you can figure it out. If she were still alive, I'd like nothing more than to have another chat with her. By the time I ended my travels and returned home, I found everything had long since fallen into ruin. No one was persecuted or anything of the sort. Simply put, all the villagers just died when age caught up to them. And the village must have been so perfectly hidden away that not a single new face moved in. Even when I was traveling the world seeking compatriots, I met all sorts of witches, many of whom I could open my heart to. But in the end, they all died and left me behind. To this day, this feeling of loneliness is the one thing I can't ever get used to. Since then, I occupied the village ruins and began my research. How to wield power and how to strengthen it. How to hide and how to fight. Research done by a witch for all witches out there. If I can't build a country for witches, I thought this research would at least make up for it. It wasn't long after that. I soon learned about you, Duke. This place that you've created is the very thing I once tried to build. A country where witches can live as witches. To think my most cherished dream could be accomplished with the greatest of ease. The meaning behind their words are finally becoming clear to me. Duke, I'm sure you can save every witch out there. Even me and my heart that has since lost its way. So I ask that you continue showing me those miracles of yours. As long as you allow me to, I, the great GIL'UIAL, will stay by your side.